Welcome to this deep dive into support vector machines, or SVMs. At its core, an SVM is a powerful supervised learning model used primarily for classification and regression analysis. In the landscape of ultra-scalable system design, SVMs are celebrated for their effectiveness in high-dimensional spaces. Unlike simple classifiers that just draw a line, SVMs look for the most robust path between different data classes. Today, we will explore how they define boundaries, manage complex datasets through the kernel trick, and scale within modern infrastructures. Whether you are building a recommendation engine or a facial recognition system, understanding the geometry of SVMs is crucial for optimizing model performance and computational efficiency. The fundamental goal of an SVM is to find a hyperplane in an n-dimensional space that distinctly classifies the data points. In a two-dimensional space, this hyperplane is simply a line. In 3 dimensions, it is a flat plane. As we scale to higher dimensions, the complexity increases, but the principle remains the same. The hyperplane serves as the decision boundary. Data points falling on one side are assigned to one category, while those on the opposite side belong to another. Selecting the right hyperplane is critical because it determines how well the model will generalize to new, unseen data. We aren't just looking for any line, we are looking for the optimal one. Why is it called a support vector machine? The answer lies in the data points themselves. Support vectors are the data points that are closest to the hyperplane and influence its position and orientation. These specific points are the critical elements of the training set. If these points were removed, the position of the dividing hyperplane would shift. Because the model relies only on these specific vectors, SVMs are remarkably memory efficient. They don't need to keep the entire dataset in memory to make a decision. Only the support vectors matter. This makes them ideal for ultra-scalable systems where memory footprint is a key design constraint. The secret to SVM's robustness is the margin. The margin is the distance between the hyperplane and the nearest data point from either cluster. SVMs aim to maximize this margin. A large margin provides a safety buffer, reducing the likelihood of misclassification when faced with noisy data. In technical terms, we are solving an optimization problem to find the hyperplane that results in the maximum margin. This is what distinguishes SVMs from other classifiers like logistic regression, which don't inherently prioritize the widest possible gap. A wider margin leads to better generalization, ensuring the system remains reliable as it scales. In the real world, data is rarely perfectly separable by a straight line. Often, data points are intertwined in a way that no linear boundary can clear them. This is where simple linear SVMs reach their limit. Imagine 2 concentric circles of data. A linear line cannot separate the inner circle from the outer one. To solve this, we need to move beyond 2 dimensions. We must transform the data into a higher dimensional space, where a linear separation becomes possible once again. This conceptual jump is what allows SVMs to handle the high complexity found in modern, large-scale datasets. The kernel trick is the magic behind SVMs. Instead of manually performing expensive mathematical transformations to move data into higher dimensions, we use a kernel function. This function calculates the dot product of the data in a higher dimensional space without actually moving the data there. This saves immense computational power. Common kernels include the polynomial kernel and the radial basis function, or RBF. By using the kernel trick, an SVM can create highly complex, nonlinear decision boundaries. In ultra-scalable system design, choosing the right kernel is the difference between a model that runs in milliseconds and one that bottlenecks the entire pipeline. In practice, datasets often contain outliers, data points that fall into the wrong territory. If we use a hard margin, the SVM will try to perfectly classify every single point, which can lead to overfitting or even failure if the data isn't perfectly separable. To fix this, we introduce the C parameter, which creates a soft margin. A soft margin allows for some misclassifications in exchange for a cleaner, more generalized boundary. A small C value prioritizes a wider margin, even if it misclassifies some points, while a large C value tries to classify everything correctly, potentially resulting in a narrower, more stressed margin.
When designing ultra-scalable systems, the training time of SVMs is a major consideration. Standard SVM training complexity is typically between O(n) squared and O(n) cubed, where n is the number of data samples. This means as your data grows 10x, your training time could grow 1000x. To mitigate this in production, engineers use techniques like sequential minimal optimization, SMO, or distributed SVM implementations. Furthermore, SVMs are highly effective for small to medium-sized datasets with many features. For big data with millions of rows, we often look at linear approximations or specialized hardware acceleration to maintain the performance levels required by modern tech stacks.
Where do we see SVMs in action? They are the backbone of many industry standard tools. In bioinformatics, they are used for protein fold recognition and gene classification. In the tech industry, they excel at text categorization, detecting spam or performing sentiment analysis on millions of tweets. They are also widely used in image recognition, such as face detection systems. Because SVMs handle high-dimensional feature vectors so well, they are often the first choice for developers dealing with unstructured data. Their ability to provide high accuracy with relatively little training data makes them a versatile tool in any engineer's machine learning toolkit. In conclusion, support vector machines remain a cornerstone of machine learning due to their geometric clarity and mathematical rigor. By focusing on support vectors and maximizing margins, they provide robust classification that scales across various domains. While deep learning has taken the spotlight for massive datasets, SVMs remain unbeatable for high-dimensional, small to medium datasets, where interpretability and efficiency are paramount. As we look forward, the integration of SVMs with quantum computing, quantum SVMs, promises to handle feature spaces of even greater complexity, potentially revolutionizing how we process information in the next decade of ultra-scalable system design. Thank you for joining this deep dive.